grab those dumbbells and bend over with a very flat back, no routing his back. He's going to try to keep a slight arch and keep his chest up, keep his back parallel with the floor. Just let his arms hang out in front this way and come out just like that. Okay, so there's no movement at the waist, there's no movement at the hips. It's just an isolated movement and contracting of the rear delt. Perfect. Try to protract your shoulders toward the ground, and good. It's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiate with the rear delt, come up. Good, 2 more. You notice his back is perfectly flat. His arms, his shoulder, his elbow, and his wrist are in a perfectly straight line. Nothing's coming back, nothing's coming up. It's in a perfectly straight line out to the sides like an iron T. Good, that's it. Rest, buddy. Good, that was really, really good form. Rob has a tendency to stabilize a little bit with his back and his scapula. So I'm actually going to do another variation of this exercise where Rob is going to protract his scapula. Now what we're going to do, basically, I'll show you on Rob because he's nice and lean. You can see what's happening. Just turn to face the side of the camera. Good, so I want you to pull your shoulder blades together in the back. That term is called retraction, and I want you to do the exact opposite and push them way forward. That's called protraction. So what that is shoulder blade or scapula is actually sliding out this way, and he's as far forward as you can. Now if you bend your elbow slightly and hold that position, that's actually what the movement's going to look like. So he keeps it protracted, and he's coming back like that. So now most people have a tendency to pull it back and stabilize the movement with their back. So we're going to try to avoid that and really isolate the rear delt in this next one. So keep an eye on that. So push your shoulders to the ground. Good, chest up a little bit more. Right there, perfect. Now go. The movement actually is going to get significantly smaller. It's going to appear smaller. Don't let this come back. Push this to the floor. That's the one. Perfect. Push this to the floor every rep at the bottom. That's the rep, Rob. You don't even have to come up quite so high. Bend the elbows a tiny bit more. That's it. Perfect. Keep that forward. Perfect. Keep the elbows slightly bent, protract, and go. Perfect. Don't think you have to come so far. Keep the elbows a little more bent, 2 more reps. That's the rep, man. Perfect. You can see those rear delts fire. Perfect. 1 more like that. Keep those protracted. Protract, and that's it right there. Amazing. Amazing. As you guys can probably notice, even with the camera, you can see his rear delt pop a little bit more when he does that. And the range actually does get a little bit smaller, appears to get a little bit smaller because the weight isn't moving such a great distance. But the shoulder joint, the glenohumeral joint, is actually moving at its maximum range. So we're going to move on to a reverse pec deck, which is an exercise for the rear delt. Most people do this predominantly with their back. So we're actually going to show you a way to isolate your rear delt a little bit. It's not to say one way is either right or wrong. It depends on the goal you're trying to accomplish. So if you're trying to isolate your rear delt, you're going to be doing it this way. If you want to use your back muscles, your rhomboids, your mid-trapezius, you can do it in such a way that you would just essentially retract everything as much as possible. Whereas this way, we're going to do it very much in a similar fashion as we do the bent over dumbbell lateral raise, where you're actually going to protract your shoulders as much as possible, slightly bend the elbows, and you're coming to about here. Rob's going to show you how it's done. Okay, so one of the most common questions you get with this exercise is my seat height right? So basically, the most common rule I can give you guys is if whenever possible you want things to move in straight lines. So you want your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist in a straight line. You know you're not in the absolute right form. You don't want it down, you want it up. Straight lines. Body moves best in straight lines. So Rob's going to put his chest up in the air. Good, everything's in a straight line. Slight bend in his elbows. He's going to protract his shoulder, keep him down. There you go. Initiate that movement right there without retracting the shoulders. Go ahead. Perfect, right there. That's it. That's it. Just think about this rear delt. Don't retract. Perfect, right there. That's it. Slight bend in the elbows. Keep them bent right there. That's it. As far as you go, right there. Come all the way together. Amazing form. But you notice there's no movement in his back. If you guys look at his back, nothing happens. It's just all happening right there. Isolated, he's protracted, and nothing moves. You see a lot of people pulling those shoulder blades together, which is going to activate these back muscles. He's just isolated right there. Keep it down and retract. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing form. 3 more. Rob's trying to initiate by pulling through here, squeezing his rear delt. Awesome. Wicked form, Rob. Good. That's it.